Hello everyone. We will be learning complete AWS and DevOps on this channel. We will also learn all the AWS services in details. But before moving to the AWS part, let's understand some basic concept about what is client server architecture. So let's start with today's topic. What is client server architecture? What is client server architecture? So now let's understand here technically what is client. Client may be a browser. Like if I am requesting any resource or any information on the browser, here technically browser will be our client. So what is definition of client then? What is client? Which request a resource or information. Then what is client? Clients means which request a resource or information. Then there must be someone who respond to this request, that is who is server. Like if client is requesting any information, then on other hand there might be someone who is responding to this information, to whom we say as server. Then what is server? Server means which responds to the information or resource. What is client? Client means which request a resource or information. What is server? Server means which responds to the information. Now, if client and server wants to communicate with each other, they should be in same network. For example, let's assume this is our network. This is our network. Now, this is our client and this is our server. Okay. This is our client and this is our server. Now, if client is requesting any information, and server is responding to that information, for this communication they both should be in same network. This is called, we say they both should be in same network. Now the question is, what things comes under network? Like exactly what things comes under network can be, it can be IP address, it can be firewall, it can be Wi-Fi, it can be internet, it can be printer. Okay. And all these networks we say it as a devices. Then what is devices? Devices can either be client or it can either be server. Why I am saying that devices can either be client or server? Because for example, if we take example of printer, like I'm requesting printer to take printout, and printer is responding to our request, like printer is providing us printout, so printer is here, our server. Same like there might be someone other who is requesting any information, it can be a client. So what is devices can either be client or it can either be server. Now let's talk about different types of architecture. What are those different types of architecture? There are three types of architecture. What are those? One tier architecture, two tier architecture, and three tier architecture. What are the three types of architecture? One tier architecture, two tier architecture, and three tier architecture. Now let's understand what is one tier architecture. Now let's take one example. Suppose this is one laptop. Let's assume this is Ganesh laptop. Let's assume this is Ganesh laptop. Now Ganesh has created one website in his laptop. let's assume that Ganesh has created one website which is google.com. Now whatever Ganesh is creating in his laptop, it is stored in it local host, or we can say as a local machine. Like now, if Ganesh has created one website, it is storing in his local host or local machine. Whatever Ganesh is storing in his laptop, it is storing in local host, or we can see it as a local machine. We will understand deeply what is local host in topic domain name server. For now, let's understand that whatever Ganesh is storing in his laptop, it is storing in his local host, or we can say it as a local machine. Now Ganesh is using browser in his laptop to access this website. Now Ganesh is using browser in his laptop to access this website. So if anyone from outside want to access this website, can they access? The answer is no, because both the client and server, like Ganesh is requesting his website from the browser, which means browser is client, and this website is responding to this information or resource. Now, so this website is here server. Both the client and server are present inside the laptop. So anyone from the outside, if they want to access this website, can they access? The answer is no, because both the client and server are present in the laptop only. That's why one tier architecture has been dead, and we are no longer using one tier architecture. But for our personal work, we can use one tier architecture. For example, I want to create one website and I want to access that website for my personal work only. So I can use one tier architecture. But if multiple associates or multiple clients are using one tier architecture, can they use? Because no other clients can access this website. So we came with two tier architecture. Now let's understand what is two tier architecture. In two tier architecture, we have two layers. What are those two layers? One is client layer and one is server layer. In two tier architecture, we have two layers. One is client layer and one is server layer. There can be multiple clients which can access the website to the servers. For example, these are our multiple clients who are accessing any website. This client can be a browser also. These are our multiple clients. It can be server also. In server, now let's understand what are those layers present in the server. In server layer, we have one server. We have one server. The bottom layer in the server layer present is the bottom layer in the server layer is present is hardware. Hardware. In hardware, what things can come under hardware? It can be motherboard, it can be CPU, it can be disk, it can be network, it can be memory. Okay. What things comes under hardware? CPU, disk, network, memory, or motherboard. The above layer which one is present is operating system. Above the hardware, which layer is present? It is operating system. Operating system. Operating system can be Windows or it can be Linux. Above that, the layer present is application. What things comes under application? Application can be Java, it can be Python, it can be Python, it can be .NET. Okay. Below that, the layer present is database layer. database. In database, what things can come? It can be MySQL, it can be Oracle. Okay, now let's assume, okay, what are those layers present in server layer? Hardware. The bottom layer is hardware, above that operating system, then applications and database. Now let's assume this server has 4 GB of RAM, 2 CPU and 50 GB of hard disk. 50 GB of hard disk. Now these multiple clients are requesting any information to this application. Multiple clients are requesting any information to this application. Now if application want to respond to this information which was sent by these clients, so application needs some storage here. Let's assume that application has covered 2 GB of storage here, and now application is asking database server, hey, do you have the request provided by the client? So database also will provide that request if it is present in database. So database also requires some storage here. Let's assume database has consumed here 2 GB of RAM and application has consumed 2 GB of RAM. In server we have a total 4 GB of RAM, in which application consumed 2 GB and database consumed 2 GB of RAM. Now there is no more space available in this server layer. So if client is frequently accessing the information, can the server provide the information? The answer is no, because there was 4 GB of space available and already application and database has covered 2 GB each space. So that's why the server may get downs and we get errors on the internet. Which errors uh, we can get on the internet? Due to unavailability of space, we can get server busy, not responding, service down, bad performance. Okay, there can be multiple errors we can get in on internet because there is no more space available in the servers, so it will hit the errors on the internet. The errors can be server busy, not responding, service down, bad performance. There can be multiple errors we can see on the internet. For example, if I go to the bank and the bank employee says that server is down, please try come again. It means that there might be the reason that there is no more space available in the server for which we are trying to access any application, bank applications. Okay, now uh, the disadvantage of this two-tier architecture is that can we use this two-tier architecture for production or in live instances? The answer is no, because multiple clients are requesting for the information to the application server, and both application server and database server are present on the same server, due to which we may get application crash. Then what is disadvantage of this two-tier architecture? Having application and database server on same server may get bad performance. Okay, having application server and database server on the same server, due to which we may get bad performance. This is the disadvantage of two-tier architecture, and due to which we are no longer using two-tier architecture and we came with three-tier architecture. We will understand three-tier architecture in our next video.